This, lads, is Fort Strong, a US military base on the eastern coastline of the Commonwealth, south of Nordhagen Beach and very close to the Boston airport. I do highly recommend that you are quite far in the Brotherhood of questline, at least at Show No Mercy. So the Pwydwin has actually shown up and you've started some of the questline with Paladin Dance. Otherwise, half of this fort will not be available to you, but not to worry, I'll show you what you can get prior to doing the mission and what you can get once you've started the mission. Entering in, Paladin Dance won't be here, but I needed him here so you could kind of get through the rest of this. So, upon entering, you will find heaps and heaps of super mutants that you can clear out. Now, once you get rid of the vast majority of the super mutants themselves, you can snoop around and see what all items you can pick up. I can tell you that there is a skill book in the general's office, so we'll get over to it. So, getting through, there's kitchens, there's plenty of items scattered among the place. Be sure to have a keen eye to make sure you don't miss anything. Now, heading back out to the corridor. This bit will be blocked until a certain part of the quest. That's why Paladin Dansk is in here, because I'm going to change the quest line so you can see exactly what all is in there. So we've got ammo boxes, heaps in here. In here is like some sort of press room, but looking through that, there isn't too much in it. Let's get to the general's office. Let's get the serious gear out of the way. I know it's a novice door, but I'm going to unlock it nonetheless. Let's get inside. General Brock's terminal. And more importantly, a US covert operations manual. Permanently more difficult to detect while sneaking. We also have a trunk with some pretty good items. We have a mini nuke in his wee display cabinet. Various whiskey bottles, a master lock safe, which is not unlocked via this, but he does have a Fort Strong key, which allows you to open the master lock. Pretty simple. Now, let's read General Brock's terminal. General Brock's report, June 2075. As of today, command of Fort Strong has passed to me. I'm looking forward to helping the US Army test some of its experimental weapon systems at our facility. I've already had the men preparing the island for testing operations by tearing down the old barracks and constructing a simulated town. Since we'll be fighting the enemy on an urban front, I think the best way to test these weapons is by seeing how well they punch through civilian structures. September 2075. We've been testing the new batch of T-51B power armor suits that the Army Corps of Engineers just rolled off the assembly line. I'm impressed with the amount of protection they afford our soldiers, yet allow them a great deal of mobility. I've noticed that the soldiers are still having trouble jumping in these things. Because of the suit's weight, they often tip over in hard landings. I've had the maintenance boys look at it and they're suggesting adding a gyroscope and shock absorbers to the lower torso. I'll pass it up the chain and see if I can get Washington to spend the extra money for the modifications. February. Things are starting to heat up overseas, so Washington is pushing us to cut our project turnaround times in half. I told them that would be dangerous, but it seems like we don't have much of a choice. I've decided to split my staff into Alpha Team and Bravo Team so we can work on two projects at the same time. The manpower will be reduced, but I'm convinced that we'll still be able to maintain our new schedule. I'm going to put Alpha Team on the power armor and Bravo on a new M42 Fat Man Launcher. June. Alpha Team just shipped out the first batch of T-51B suits to the front line in China. Ooh, Anchorage. Oh well, no, actually just to China. Reports are coming in that the suits are performing better than expected, chewing through enemy tanks and armour like they were paper. Word has it that there are some of the enemy troops even surrendering when they catch sight of the power armor troops holding their 5mm miniguns. Looks like Alpha Team has earned themselves a weekend pass in Boston. Bravo Team is having a heck of a time getting the M42s not to shoot far enough away from its firing position. The problem is that the warhead is still too heavy to fire the distance required. Our stimulated soldiers are still soaking far too many rads and suffering blast burns. one of the technicians has suggested a radical idea, using a conventional depleting subcharge to catapult the round rapidly out of the launcher. His calculations look sound, so I'm going to let him give it a try. After a few design setbacks and the loss of one of our testing squads, we finally perfected the M42 Launcher's firing mechanism. Washington has been riding me up to wrap this project up, but with a weapon this potent, I was inclined to take my time. We've sent the launchers ahead to the supply yard in Mississippi, and we're just waiting for the go-ahead to ship the warheads wherever they need to go. Hopefully we can get these nukes out of here before the month is out. I don't feel comfortable sleeping 20 feet above enough nukes to reduce this island to ash. I love the humour of Fallout. It's brilliant to say the least. It is just a pleasure. That opens that wee door there, letting us get through. Now, when you go upstairs, you may be able to glimpse through and see that there is a lovely Fat Man launcher in there, but there is only one way to access it, and as I said, it involves doing the quest line. Now, this quest line, of course, is show no mercy with the Brotherhood. That's why Dansk was about. So, normally, you can't get through here. However, if I set... Ah, yes, so, after getting the correct stage of the quest to fire, we have this now at our disposal. Let us go downstairs and see what we can find. AKA, lots of mini nukes. So I'm looking forward to it. More, did you hear that? Did you hear that, Sheila? We will get even more mini nukes. I haven't explored this area yet, but I have been made very aware to check for mini nukes, for there is apparently quite a number scattered about the place. Oh man, this is bigger than I thought. Ha, that's what she said. Childish. But purified water stuff down the toilet. Dirty water stuff down the toilet. Okay. What else can we find? Super mutants. So no doubt you'll probably have to take care of most of these bios. Bravo team testing terminal. I want to read through that. I shall read through this terminal. Things are getting tough around here. Brock has decided to split our men into two teams. I drew one of the short straws, so I ended up in the M42 Fat Man Launcher team, while most of my buddies are sitting pretty upstairs with the T-51 suits. I can't even begin to describe what a ridiculous idea the M42 is. A man-portable mini-nuke thrower that a trooper in the field is supposed to deploy at close range. I've been poring over the schematics and I have no idea how we're going to get this thing to throw a warhead far enough not to kill the soldier unlucky enough to be stuck with these death traps. Report 2. We've stripped the warhead weight down as much as possible. I think we're looking at this the wrong way. Instead of trying to reduce the weight, we should try and amp the power in the thrower. I mean, I know that means adding weight to an already heavy piece of ordnance, but I don't think we have any choice. One of the guys suggested we try magnetics to push the warhead through like a railgun, but the power pack would need to be the size of a suitcase. I'll keep picking away at this problem and see what I turn up. We lost two good soldiers this morning. They were on the surface testing an MIRV variant of the launcher, when one of the warheads misfired, hit the ground right where they were standing. Poor bastards didn't even stand a chance. We couldn't even find any remains to send home to their folks, so Brock told us to just fill some cans with sand. I'll tell you, that guy doesn't give a crap about us. He's just worried about the brass in Washington giving him a hard time. I was in bed last night when I had one of those eureka moments. I ran over the night shift guys in the lab and swept all of their drawings on the floor and started sketching my idea. They must have thought I lost my mind. 6 hours and 14 cups of coffee later, I had it all mapped out. We'd use a small subcharge as a launching catalyst to catapult the warhead from the launcher. We'd have plenty of range and the subcharge could be built into the warhead itself. Brock seemed to like the idea and gave a go-ahead with the prototype. Can't wait to try it. It took the better part of a year and over 100 test firings, but the M42 is ready to be shipped out into the field. I can't believe we spent a year on this single project. I feel pretty good knowing we're delivering a well-tested weapon to our own guys fighting overseas. Now that it's over, I suppose Brock will move us on to something else, but for now I'm going to spend the rest of the month packing up these warheads to ship them off. Alrighty, so we got quite an insight into the testing of the M42. But more importantly, I want to see where the M42 warheads are. Oh, hello mini nukes. So yes, we found 2 of them here. This clearly is the storage room, and oh my god, when you think about it, if each one of these stored mini nukes, then there must be potentially hundreds of mini nukes. I wish we could have cracked them all open and took every last one of them, but those 2 on the shelf there shall do. Moving on through the armory. Actually, oh, this must be the end of it all. Anything else of worthwhileness? No, that's okay. Well, we have the mini nukes. We know where the storage area is. Unfortunately, that I suppose it makes sense for the quest line for the Brotherhood of Steel. That'll be a real good boon to their forces. What is in this section? More super mutants and hounds and things. Nothing too useful. Oh, some chems. And is that us? I believe that is us in the armory. So my next question is, are we going back upstairs? The answer is, of course, yes. Now that we've explored the armory, we can go upstairs, I believe, and the way should be clear for us to get the Fat Man. We're also going to go over and get Private Murnanhans? Yeah, I think that's his name. Anyway, we'll nip over to his desk and we're going to play his little holotape, and I will go upstairs to get the Fat Man.
Down that the army just loaded the first batch of the M42s this morning. I've only seen the specs for these little beauties on paper. Private Bertram and I snuck down to take an early look. When I heard that the eggheads were designing a man-portable nuke launcher, I thought they were nuts. But they actually got the damn thing to work. And after seeing the real thing sitting right in front of me, I think they could be just enough to tip the balance of this war in our favor. I mean, can you imagine the look on the enemy's face when we get dropped into Anchorage carrying these babies? They won't know what hit them.
Lads, I have devastating news. We can't actually access this Fat Man without the use of cheats. It sits in here all alone, inaccessible, whilst there is a Jangles the Moon Monkey apparently having a wee toilet break in here, and then there's also a barracks over here, but it's a bewilderment to me as to why we can't access in here, and it is quite sad. But nevertheless, we shall persevere, because we got the mini nukes from the storage area. That is Fort Strong, lads. Done and dusted. And remember, the questline is Show No Mercy for the Brotherhood. Do it, and you can get access to the armory. If not, once you're clearing it, you'll probably have to clear it again for the quest. So, bear that in mind. But thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.